So this evening I've got the beautiful Fiona with me. We're going to be going through a flow and a yin practice towards the end. So we'll start seated, so legs crossed, just finding that comfortable seat with the sit bones pressing down into the earth and the crown of the head lifting up towards the ceiling. And just allowing yourself to start to really become aware of your breath. Notice that inhalation and that exhalation. With your inhalation, really feel that breath traveling from the tip of your tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. As you exhale, feel that breath traveling in the opposite direction from the crown of the head all the way down to the tip of your tailbone. You can visualize this breath as a ball of energy or a ball of light. That movement, that upward motion as you inhale, that downward motion as you exhale. When we inhale and move upwards, that's our pathway of ascension. We move from the base chakras all the way to the crown of the head, Sahasrara. And we look here to attain closer communication to our highest self. And as we exhale, this is our pathway of manifestation. So moving from that higher realm, the higher chakras, down towards our base or Muladhara chakra. And so this is really planting ourselves in the physical world and really grounding. And allowing yourself to manifest and really bring into your life whatever it is that you're looking for, what reasons you practice yoga for. What is it you're looking to bring into your being, your life? And then slowly starting to bring your awareness just a bit more into your broader body. We're going to start to take the spine in a circular motion. So really drawing all the way around, and they can be nice big circles. They can start off a little smaller and get a little bigger as you go along. And then just starting to take those circles in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, finding center. We're going to start to walk the hands forward, folding the chest down towards the earth. Feeling the length of the spine. Reaching those hands forward and draw your lower belly in here. See if that gives you a little bit more space to fold. And then starting to walk the hands back towards your torso. We're going to come over into a tabletop position. So bringing the knees onto the earth, the hands directly underneath your shoulders. And from here, starting to work through a few rounds of your cat-cow. So as you inhale, lowering the belly towards the earth. As you exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing the hands into the earth, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, lowering the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale to round, drawing the tailbone under. Beautiful, moving through with your breath. A few more rounds just in your own time and bringing on your ujjayi here if that's part of your practice. Lovely. And from here, start to sink the hips down towards the heels. Walk the hands forward, coming into your child's pose. Let the heart melt down towards the earth. Let the hips press down into your heels. Just allow yourself a moment here to release. Knowing that our child's pose is one of our resting poses. If at any stage you need to take a moment for yourself, this pose is always there for you. And from here we work into our downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up. And just walk out the legs, bend one knee as you straighten the other. You might notice a bit of a difference depending on the time of day that you practice. In the mornings, we're not quite as warm as we are in the evenings. So you may find you're a little stiffer in the morning. Maybe those heels are a little bit closer towards the earth in the evening, a little bit more length through the backs of the legs. Or maybe your heels are just always on the earth and you don't notice too much of a difference. So just feel that lifting of the hips, drawing the chest towards the thighs, and finding some stillness here. Lovely. So our downward facing dog, or our Ardha Mukha Svanasana, is one of our other resting poses. You're always welcome to take this pose in lieu of a flow if you need a little bit of a rest. It's always here for you. From here, we're going to bend through the knees and start to walk the hands up towards the top of your mat. Beautiful. And starting with those feet hip width apart, we're just going to take a hold of opposite elbows, coming into a ragdoll position. You can bend the knees as much as you need to here, or you can have the legs a little straighter, just doing what feels right for you in your body. Exhaling to release those elbows, and as you inhale, start to draw all the way on up to standing. From here we find our Tadasana, so our shoulders are drawing down and away from the ears. You can keep the feet at hip distance. If you prefer, you can bring those big toes to touch with a slight gap in the heels, just finding what works for you in your body. And if you're comfortable to do so, closing down the eyes, allowing yourself to completely arrive in this pose. Feel your feet as they press into the earth. Feel the entire surface of the soles of each foot, every toe as it presses down. From that connection, feel your legs become strong. Quads engaged to lift the kneecaps and the inner arches of the feet. We start our core activation by drawing the inner thighs towards each other, lifting the pelvic floor up and into the body, Mula Bandha. Our lower belly draws back towards the spine, in and up underneath the ribs, Uddiyana Bandha. And the crown of our head is lifting towards the ceiling. And take a moment here just to feel the strength of this pose, the strength of your own body. As you inhale, start to blink open the eyes and bring the palms to touch overhead, Hasta Tadasana. As we exhale, we fold forward, Uttanasana, belly on the thighs. Inhale here for a half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down and walk, step or jump back to your plank. Lovely. So here our hands are pressing down into the earth, our fingertips are spread nice and wide, and really feel as if your hands are gripping the earth underneath you. The fingertips should be turning white. And we're pressing down, so we should be doming a little through the upper back here. Our hips are in line with the rest of our body, our legs are strong, and all 10 toes are pressing into the earth. Beautiful hold, everyone, I'm sure. As we exhale, let's take the knees to the ground. Let's take a half chaturanga for this first one. So bending the elbows and bringing the shoulders down in line with those elbows, making sure they don't dip down any further. From here, let's release all the way down to the earth. Inhale to lift your heart and lift your hands away from the earth if you can here. We're just using our back strength, engaging through the spine. Exhale, forehead to the floor. Pressing into the hands to take your hips back to your heels, child's pose. You can take a moment here if you need, and as you're ready, come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, step or jump, top of your mat. Inhale for that half lift, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way on up, Hasta Tadasana. Bring the palms to touch overhead. And exhale, we fold forward all the way down to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, walk, step or jump back to your plank once more. Beautiful. Our other variation we can take is our chaturanga to up dog. So knees on or off the earth, we're going to bend the elbows in towards the ribs and only lower the torso down towards those elbows. Keep that nice space in between your body and the earth. Inhale, lift all the way on up, upward facing dog. Start to straighten the arms, flip over the feet so that the tops of the feet are on the ground. And then find your downward facing dog, rolling over those toes. Beautiful, Fiona. From here, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, step or jump, top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise all the way on up, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, we fold forward, third and final round of our Surya Namaskar A. Inhale to half lift, nice flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down, walk, step or jump back to your plank. Your variation of your flow, full or half chaturanga as you lower down. Inhaling up into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale, journeying back to your downward facing dog, moving with that breath. From our downward facing dog, we're going to lift that right leg up and back. Stack and open the hip, take the knee to the sky. Really drawing that right heel towards your left sit bone. Inhale, take that leg long once more. Exhale, stepping all the way on up in between your hands, knee to the nose, beautiful. Inhale, we rise up, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. So really pressing into the sole of the right foot, right big toes pressing down into the ground. We're up on the ball of the back foot, so that back heel is lifted nice and high above the ball of the back foot. Our core is strong here. That lower belly is drawing in. The lowest ribs are tucking in and drawing down towards your hip bones. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to lower that back knee down towards the earth and inhale to rise on up. Let's cactus the arms as we lower down again. Beautiful. Inhale to rise. Exhale, cactus the arms, lower down. Inhale, rising on up, and we open out to our warrior two. So bringing that back heel down, that back foot should be parallel with the back of your mat, and that right knee is directly above your right ankle, looking good. So our weight should be quite evenly distributed through both feet here. We should be pressing into the outer blade of that left foot. Inhale here. And as we exhale, let's windmill that left hand down to the ground for a simple twist. Right hand to the sky, and we come up onto the ball of that back foot. Beautiful. That left rib cage is drawing towards the inner right thigh. You're reaching that right hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring both hands down to the earth. We're going to walk the hands to the back of our mat. Coming into, so keep both knees bent. Beautiful. And walk the hands towards the back of the room. So come around that right foot. Beautiful. There we go. Take it to the back of the mat. Perfect. So here, let's find our simple twist again. So that right hand presses down into the earth this time, and the left hand comes up to the sky. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, both hands down. And again, we're going to walk to the front of our mat. Lovely. This time, let's bring both hands on the inside of that right foot and walk that right foot out to the edge of our mat, coming into a lizard pose, Uttam Pristhasana. So for this first one, you can have the back knee lifted, you can lower it down. You can be up on the palms, you can come down onto the forearms. Just finding what feels good for you here. On your next inhale, start to come back up onto the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. We're going to step it back to our plank. Inhale here to align, exhale to rest or flow. Beautiful. Moving with your breath and your body. Once we're in downward facing dog, we're going to lift the left leg up. Again, stack and open the hip, take the knee to the sky, feel that opening through the hips. That beautiful long line from that left hand all the way to that left knee. And then inhale, take that leg long. Exhale, hug that knee into your nose as you step all the way on up, top of your mat. Inhale to rise on up, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Beautiful. So that left knee is drawing open towards that left pinky toe, making sure that that knee is not coming in towards the center of our mat. Inhale here, and as we exhale, let's lower the back knee down towards the earth. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, cactus the arms, lower down. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. And as you exhale, open out to your warrior two. Beautiful. So our shoulders are directly above the hips. We're engaging through the glutes here to help open up through the thighs. Lovely. Inhale, and as we exhale, windmill that right hand down to the inside of that left foot, come up onto the ball of the back foot and reach that left hand to the sky, simple twist. Beautiful. Again, really feel that opening up through the chest. The chest is spiraling up towards the ceiling. Exhale both hands to the floor. We're going to walk the hands to the back of our mat. Beautiful. Finding that simple twist to the back of the mat. So left hand on the floor, right hand to the sky. Exhale both hands to the floor, walking to the top of our mat once more, and this time finding that Uttam Pristhasana, lizard pose. So again, your variation, maybe that back knee is lifted, maybe it's lowered, maybe you're on the hands, maybe you're on the forearms. Finding what feels right in your body, and it can be different from side to side. So it might not necessarily be the same variation as you had on the other side. Taking this time to notice those differences. On your next inhale, coming back up onto the hands, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knees, stepping back to your plank. Beautiful. Inhale here to align, exhale to lower down. Inhale coming into your back bend, and exhale journeying back downward facing dog. From here, inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Stack and open the hip, take the knee to the sky. Inhale, take that leg long once more. Exhale, step it all the way on up in between your hands. Inhale, we rise up, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, lower that back knee. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, rising up, and we open to our warrior two. Beautiful. Inhale here, and as you exhale, simple twist, left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. Exhale, both hands down to the earth and walk the hands to that back foot, finding your simple twist to the back of your mat. Right hand stays down now as that left hand lifts. Beautiful. Take both hands down to the earth, walking it to the top of your mat once more. Finding that lizard pose. For this variation, if you can, we're going to keep that back knee lifted and we're going to come into arrowhead arms, reaching both arms back behind us. Lovely. Now you can have that right arm up like Fiona's got here. Alternatively, you can take that right arm under right thigh, reaching back behind you here. And maybe you even take it into a bind, reaching that right arm up and under that right thigh, left arm back behind you. Beautiful, really pressing into the feet. And on your next exhale, releasing the hands to the earth. Stepping that right foot all the way back. You can keep it lifted for a three-legged flow if you'd like, or just your regular variation, moving with your breath. I don't think this audio will be picking it up, but Fiona's got the most amazing ujjayi going at the moment. It sounds fantastic, so I'm sure you all do at home as well. From here, let's lift up that left leg and stack and open the hip. Knee to the sky, inhale. Take that leg long once more, and as you exhale, hug that knee into your nose as you step all the way on up. Inhale, we rise, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Exhale, bend that back knee, cactus the arms. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we lift. Beautiful, open out, warrior two. From here, take that right hand to the earth, left hand to the sky, simple twist. Exhale, both hands down to the earth and walk it to the back of your mat, keeping those hips nice and low. Beautiful. Simple twist to the back of your mat. Open up through the heart. Exhale, both hands to the earth and walk it to the top of your mat once more. Again, Uttam Prasthasana here, so you can work with one of your earlier variations, or let's find that arrowhead variation, keeping that back knee lifted. Again, you can keep the chest quite lifted, arms raised, or you can take that left shoulder under left thigh, right arm back behind you. Maybe you get the bind. Ruth, I'm looking at you. Breathing here. And then as you're ready, releasing those hands to the earth, stepping that left foot all the way on back. Again, maybe a three-legged flow as you lower down. And just like Fiona, keeping that leg lifted as high as you can, releasing it to the floor for your upward facing dog. Beautiful. Journeying back to downward facing dog. Lovely. From here, let's inhale, right leg to the sky. Stack and open the hip option this time to flip your dog, rolling over the blade of the left foot. Lovely. So for our flip dog, both knees are bent. We pivot so that both sets of toes are facing towards the back of the room. We open up through the heart and keep the hips lifting. Inhale, and as you exhale, flipping back with control. Amazing. Let's hug that knee into the nose as we step all the way on up top of our mat. Beautiful. Inhale, we rise. Uttam Prasthasana, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Getting ahead of myself. As we exhale here, cactus the arms, lower that back knee. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we rise. And this time, let's bring the hands to our heart center. We're going to press into that front foot, and we're going to transfer our weight all the way forward as we lift that back leg and come into our warrior three. Beautiful. So really drawing that lower belly in, keeping the hips nice and even here. For most of us, that will mean taking that left hip down a little towards the earth. Makes it so much harder for such a slight movement. Really keep pressing that left heel all the way to the back of your mat. And then exhale, take that the left toes all the way to the back of the mat and rise all the way on up, warrior two. Beautiful. Windmill that left hand down, right hand to the sky, simple twist. Both hands down, walking it to the back of your mat. Simple twist again, lifting up. Exhale, coming all the way on down. Bring it to the top of your mat, and this time let's find Skandasana. So bending into that front knee, take that back leg nice and long. So our Cossack squat or Skandasana, beautiful. Coming up onto the heel of that back foot. Maybe your hands are at prayer. Maybe you keep your hands on the earth just for some balance. Maybe you're feeling pretty good and you take your arms out wide. Beautiful. Now, keeping your hips as low as you can, we're going to transfer to the back of our mats. Maybe you take the hands to the earth. Maybe you keep them lifted. Beautiful. Really feeling into the legs here. And then taking the hands to the earth, walking them up to the top of your mat for our lizard pose once more. So this time you can work with any of the variations we've been working through already. If you'd like to come into a Kundinyasana, you are more than welcome. So taking that right upper arm under left thigh, You can take that bound variation or that arm balance. Beautiful. As we're ready, releasing the hands down to the earth once more. From here, taking that, we're going to roll onto the outer blade of the left foot. And we're going to step that right foot all the way back for Vasisthasana. Lifting that right hand up and over. Beautiful. Getting an amazing side stretch here. As we exhale, let's keep Vasisthasana, but lower the hips towards the earth. Beautiful. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, lowering those hips down. Inhale, rise on up. Last one. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we rise. Beautiful. Take both hands to the earth, high plank. Always the option to rest or taking a flow. Lifting that left leg up and back on your next inhale. Stack and open the hip as you exhale. Option to flip your dog if you did so on the other side. Beautiful. Again, remembering to bend the knees here. You can take it into a wheel if that's part of your practice. Inhaling to open through the heart and exhale to flip it back with control. Beautiful. Hugging that left knee into your nose as you step all the way on up top of our mat. Inhale, we rise, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Exhale, lowering down, cactus the arms. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, lower. And inhale to lift. Exhale, last one. Rising up. From here, bringing the hands to heart center as we transition to our warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. So press into the sole of that left foot, draw your weight forward. Just like a seesaw, the more you draw your torso forward, the more that back leg will lift. We find that beautiful T shape. Amazing. And you can keep the hands pressing together at your heart. You can reach back in arrowhead. You can reach forward in that full expression of the pose. Find what feels good for you. What gives you the most balance, but what challenges you. On your exhale, we're going to step that right foot all the way back, open out, warrior two. From here, windmill that right hand to the earth, left hand to the sky. Exhale, both hands down. Let's walk it to the back of our mat. Simple twist again. Exhale, right hand to the floor, walking it to the top of our mat and finding Skandasana this time. So beautiful, keeping that right hip down towards right heel. That left leg is nice and long. And then bringing it to the top of your mat, finding Skandasana once more. Beautiful. Feeling into the back of that right leg. Exhale both hands to the earth and finding our Uttam Pristhasana lizard pose. So again, your option for a little bit of play here. Maybe the hands stay on the earth. Maybe you come down onto the forearms. Maybe you take a bind. Maybe you look for that arm balance, a Kundinyasana, taking that left thigh onto that left upper arm and chaturangaing the arms, really pressing the hands into the earth and drawing your weight forward to find some lift with the legs. It's only an option. You don't have to take it. Beautiful. From here, We're going to roll onto the outer blade of that right foot. Lift that left hand up towards the sky as you step that left foot all the way back. Vasisthasana. Beautiful. Getting that lovely lateral stretch through the side body here as you reach all the way up and over. As we exhale, lower that right hip towards the earth. Inhale, lifting up. You can always do these on the forearm, lowering those hips towards the earth. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, we rise. You got it. Both hands to the earth, high plank. From here, take a flow, take a rest, whatever you need. I did not give Fiona a heads up about those ones, and they are awful. So she did an amazing job, as I'm sure all of you did as well. From here, we're going to bend the knees and walk, step or jump top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, Hasta Tadasana, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands through eyebrow center, through our heart, and finding Tadasana, arms by the sides, palms facing forward. Beautiful. And take this opportunity to come back to center, to rebalance, ground into the earth, finding your stability. Closing down the eyes if you can and start to journey inwards. Notice how your body is feeling here. Notice your breath. Notice your heartbeat. Starting to blink open the eyes. We're going to take the feet hip distance if they're not already. And we're just going to start to take a little rock from side to side, just transferring your weight from one side to the other, one foot to the other. Beautiful. And then start to transfer your weight completely into that right foot. Start to lift that left knee up in line with your hip. And take that left hand to the left knee, right hand to right hip. We're going to open up through the hip, taking that left knee towards the left side of your room, and then taking that left foot to the inner right thigh for our tree pose, Vrikshasana. So you can help the foot to land wherever is most comfortable for you. It can be nice and high up on your thigh. It can be against the calf. You can keep your big toe on the ground and just have the heel against your ankle if that works best for you and your balance. Just making sure you avoid the knee. Our knees are beautiful, but they do not bend that way. So we don't want to be putting too much pressure sideways onto the knee. So really press that left foot into the right leg, wherever that foot is. You can keep the hands at heart center if that's enough for you. Maybe you want to take the hands all the way up overhead and opening up your branches. You're more than welcome to find a mudra here. If you're feeling the need for some grounding, bring the pad of your ring finger to the pad of your thumb. Extending the other fingers. This is our earth mudra. You might notice if you take this mudra, your balance improve. And as you're ready, and it's on an exhale, bringing the hands back through eyebrow center to our heart, hugging that left knee in towards the chest, and then release it down to the earth. Take a little wriggle through the legs. And we'll come across to the other side. So both feet planted down into the earth. Just start to take your weight from one side to the other. And this time we'll land in that left foot and lift the right knee toward in line with the right hip. Beautiful. And taking that right hand to the right knee, left hand to left hip. Start to open out through the hips. And then finding tree pose, bringing the sole of that right foot against that left standing leg. Again, finding your hands at heart center. Really feel everything hugging towards your midline here. That's going to help a lot with your balance. So everything is strong and engaged and drawing towards your spine. Really engaging the core. Feel as if all your internal organs are hugging the spine. And then maybe you take the hands up overhead and open up your branches if you're feeling good here. Again, you can take a mudra of your choice if you'd like to come with us, taking the tip of your ring finger to the tip of your thumb, extending the other fingers as you breathe. As you're ready, bringing the hands back through eyebrow center to your heart. Hugging that right knee in towards the chest. Exhale it down to the earth. Take a shimmy through the legs. And we're going to find our way into a seated position for the yin portion of our practice. However you get there is absolutely perfect. And now you can stay oriented normally on your mat. I will get Fiona to face towards me for this one. Beautiful. We're going to take that right leg long and bring the left sole of the foot against that right thigh. So the same leg configuration as our tree pose, but now we're on the earth. Lovely. So we're going to start to walk the hands alongside that right leg as we lower the heart down towards the earth. I'm going to hold here for a couple of minutes, so making sure that you're nice and comfortable. You can have a pillow, a cushion, or a blanket underneath the sit bones. If you're lucky enough to have a bolster, you can have that as well. You can always have your head or torso resting on a bolster on top of that right leg. Finding whatever you need to support you. And getting creative as you like with props. And letting your heart melt down. And just allowing yourself plenty of space and time in this posture. And one of the things that I love about yin is that we allow ourselves the time for our body to recognize that we are safe. That this range of motion, this flexibility is safe. And maybe with time, you do find a little bit more depth. Having been here for almost 2 minutes, notice, does this pose feel as strong as when you first came into it? Or has it started to become a little more easeful? And if it has become a little more easeful, can you find that little bit more depth in this posture? Drawing your awareness back to your breath. On your next inhale, starting to walk the hands back towards your torso. Take both legs long, giving them a little shimmy. As we prepare for the other side. So taking that left leg long this time, sole of the right foot into that left thigh. And starting to walk the hands along either side of that left leg. Just allowing your torso to melt down, just letting your body weight do the work here. So we're not reaching for that foot, we're not pulling, just allowing ourselves to relax down. Letting the torso become heavy and really feeling that stretch through the back of the leg, the glutes, the lower back, maybe even the mid and upper back. Notice where it is for you. Again, notice if with time this pose has become a little bit more easeful. Maybe you can access a little bit more here. And with this pose, really start to feel yourself drawing inwards. Noticing if your mind has wandered, drawing it back to your breath. As you're ready, start to walk the hands back towards your torso. And taking the legs long, giving yourself a little wriggle through the legs, countering however feels good for you. Maybe you take the hands back behind you and open up through the heart. Maybe you bend the knees and you give yourself a big squeeze. Just notice what you feel drawn to in your body. And then starting to take your legs long. We're going to come down onto our backs. Just finding a twist here. So we're going to draw the knees in towards the chest. I'm going to take the arms out wide, either into a T shape or cactus arms. We're going to take the knees over towards the left. So if you'd like to work with a eagle wrap, you're more than welcome to take that right thigh over left. Or just keep the knees pressing together. Beautiful. You may need to shift the hips a little towards the right, making sure that that right shoulder stays down on the earth. Again, noticing where you feel this pose the most. Should be feeling it into that outer right thigh, that right hip. Maybe you feel it into the chest, into the lower back. Notice where it is for you. Really allowing yourself to soften. Again, noticing if the pose has become a little more easeful. And as you're ready, starting to come back to center, unwrapping the legs if you took that variation. And preparing to come across to the other side. So taking the knees over towards the right. If you're taking that eagle wrap, that left leg will be over right. Again, keeping both shoulders pressing down into the earth. Gaze is over towards that left hand. Maybe the knees are on the earth, maybe they're supported with a block or a bolster or a cushion, some books, whatever it is you've got handy. noticing if this pose feels different on this side. Do you feel it in the same place, or is it somewhere else entirely? Is the sensation as strong? Maybe it's stronger. With every exhale, just allowing the body to be heavy. Grounding into the earth. With every breath. Slowly, as you're ready, coming back to center, unraveling the legs, moving with mindfulness and ease. Taking any movement you might need here, hugging the knees in, a gentle rock from side to side, whatever that might be. And then as you're ready, we'll find our Shavasana with the legs long, heels falling in as the toes fall out. Our arms are long by our sides. As again, with every exhalation, we feel our body releasing down into the earth, grounding. Knowing that you are supported unconditionally by the earth beneath you. Allowing your whole body to relax and find stillness. And as you find stillness with the body, allowing yourself to find that very same stillness with the mind. Finding that place within you of peace, of calm, of quiet. If you would like to stay in your Shavasana, you are more than welcome to do so. Alternatively, you can start to bring yourself out by drawing your awareness back into your body, wriggling through your fingers and your toes. Taking the arms up overhead, give yourself a full body stretch. And then bringing the knees in towards you. as you roll over onto one side. From here, pressing yourself up into a seated position. Together we bring the hands to our heart center. We close our practice, acknowledging that the light that shines within me sees and loves the divine light that shines within each one of you. Namaste. Thank you, beautiful yogis. It's been my pleasure to guide